Today we are going to be making a recipe that my mom always made for Passover when I was growing up. All you need is matzah, brown sugar, butter, and chocolate, and you get a dessert that is delicious enough to eat year-round. So we are doing 6 matzah here. I think it creates the perfect ratio of matzah to toffee to chocolate. I think this is a nice balance. So I am melting 2 sticks of butter. This is another place where I vary slightly from my mom's recipe. She calls for unsalted butter. That's very common in this recipe and very common in a lot of desserts. But since the butter plays such a big role here in the toffee, and since we have so much brown sugar going in, use salted. If you don't have salted butter around, or if you don't want to buy it and then keep it in the fridge, it's totally okay. Just do add like a pinch of salt. It goes a long way to making everything pop. So I am adding a cup of brown sugar. You could use light or dark. I really like dark here. It has more of that intense molassesy complexity, and I think it just makes the whole dessert a little bit more sultry, less sweet. So I poured my toffee evenly on top of our 2 sheets of matzah, and I'm just evening it out with an offset spatula. Now, matzah has all these tiny little holes in it, and at first that might seem worrisome because you're like, okay, the toffee is gonna go through, but that's a good thing because that means that by the time the matzah comes out of the oven, the toffee is gonna be completely encasing it, and it's like this awesome, super sweet, but not too sweet candy shell. So our matzah toffee is gonna bake at 375 for 10 to 15 minutes, just until the toffee is very bubbly and starting to set. Now, you don't need any toppings besides chocolate, but if you wanna play around with toppings, now is a really good time to get them ready. So I sprinkled some chocolate chips on top of the very, very hot toffee. Chocolate melts very effortlessly, so you don't have to do anything but get it on the toffee and then just let it do its thing for like a minute, 2 minutes, just until you see it start to melt a bit, and then we're gonna spread it. So my mom's recipe uses semi-sweet chocolate, which you could totally use here. I prefer using a dark chocolate, a bittersweet chocolate, anything that is like 60% cacao or higher. The toffee itself is really rich, really sweet. So, you know, just like with the salted butter, the salted matzah, anywhere we can cut that, a little bitterness goes a long way here. It's really nice. So you don't need any toppings on matzah toffee besides salt. I feel like salt is technically optional, sure, but add a little salt. It makes a big difference. But after you add the salt, you can go to town. I really like salt and pepper or salt and chili flakes for a little spice. It's a little surprising for a dessert, but very, very good. Once you take a bite, you'll totally love it. So I'm gonna do a little chili flakes. I'm gonna add a little candied orange peel. This has a nice chewy texture, but it also adds a little sourness, which I love. And next up, I'm gonna do freeze-dried raspberries and toasted pistachios. So now we're gonna top the second tray, and then we're gonna get both of these in the fridge to set. Our matzah toffee is all chilled, the chocolate is set, which means we are ready to cut it into pieces. This turned out so pretty. If you look at the bottom, you can see where the toffee seeped through. It has this awesome crispy shell on the bottom. This brings back so many happy memories for me from Passovers when I was a kid. But it is so easy and so quick to make. I don't think it should just be for Passover. This is the kind of dessert that I would make year round and keep in my freezer whenever I need a sweet snack. Yum. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments if you make it, and I will see you soon for another Big Little recipe.